our more modern era, everybody tries to steal our attention. TikTok, YouTube, Google, basically every company, because attention nowadays became a currency. Like, if the more time you spend on YouTube, the more ads you will watch, and the more ads you will watch, the more money will YouTube get from you just because of your attention. And nowadays, our ability to focus on something got really, really fucked up. Our attention span is really, really short because of TikTok, because of edited long form YouTube videos, because of YouTube Shorts, because of Instagram Reels. Like, just think about it. The average person nowadays watches TikTok and watches a video for half a second, scrolls again, half a second, scrolls, and basically trains their mind to be distracted, which shortens your attention span by so much. Like, people nowadays won't even enjoy watching any Star Wars film because they find it boring, because it has no edits, because it does not have Subway Surfers in the background. It's horrible, and people nowadays are getting miserable too. Why? Because a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. It is actually true. Some studies from that Andrew Huberman talked about generally say that if you don't focus on all 100% on just one thing, so the things that you're doing right now, then you actually are unhappy. If you, for example, eat and don't focus on eating, but think of something else, then you're actually unhappier than a version of you that would only focus on eating, on the food, on the taste of it. And the solution to all of those problems are first spend way less time on social media, man. And the second one is to actually improve your attention span and your mental health overall by meditating. Meditation is nothing else than focusing on one thing, then losing your attention. Okay, like, let me explain to you meditation step by step. First of all, you don't always have to focus on your breath. Let's say you want to focus on me. Okay, it sounds really, really weird. Let's say there's a dude, let's just focus on our breath. There's nothing better than focusing on your breath, because your breath is always there and you can always hear it. And that's kind of the thing, the reason why people almost always focus on their breath when meditating, is because it's always there, it's loud, and you can focus on it because it has a pattern. You do not breathe like without a pattern. You don't breathe like no, you breathe like a wave. You get my point. Anyway, first step, you focus on your breath. Second step, you lose the focus. Third step, you realize that you lost your focus. And fourth step, you return to your breath. You focus on that one thing again. And then you focus on it. Step number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on, and so on. Now, I said that you don't always have to focus on your breath. You can, for example, if you're in nature, focus on the birds singing, or on the your heart beating, or your emotions, or basically everything that you can feel. This is what meditation is about. Focusing on one thing, not on the breath all the time. Okay, and now how do I implement it? How do I make it into a habit? You make it into a habit by installing Medito and answering the following 3 questions. Why do I want to meditate? It's really important, because if you don't have a reason, then you won't meditate if you don't feel like it. Then, Where do I want to meditate? You need to know where, or else you're gonna make it complicated and just forget it. When do I want to meditate? It's really, really important. Those three questions are must be answered. If you don't know the reason, you have no motivation or discipline. If you don't know where or when you meditate, you can't create a habit because where, when, you gotta do that, man. And then, let's say you finally answered those three questions. Great. Now you gotta install Medito and tap on Medito courses. And then you do like the first three courses, like the introduction, the why, everything. You can actually watch a tutorial, but the most important thing is that you tap on Medito courses and meditate to all the courses or just listen to them up until you meditate or capable of meditating 20 minutes a day. I on my own meditate in the morning after I pray and after I have a lunch. In the morning I meditate for 10 minutes and in the after lunch I meditate for about 7 up to 8 minutes. Okay, I have the when and where. Well, I don't have to say it, but I personally know the place, and it's important that you know the place too. And yeah, let's assume you actually are capable of meditating for 20 minutes a day. Now you have a few options. So option number one, to do even more courses, to deepen your practice, or do your daily or alarm meditation in which you just press on Medito, press on the needed meditation and listen to it. Let's say for 10 minutes and then you do that for every day. I personally choose the second option because I thought, man, I have enough and I personally want to meditate every single morning by um, just by focusing on my breath. I hope you get my point. But first do the like first 3 4 courses and only then pick one of those options. Right, so answer those 3 questions, install Medito, and do the things you'll be proud of doing tomorrow.